Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor, coming at you with my second video. This basically I'm going to show you a couple builds that I did in the past, and the one you guys saw in the first video that was on my bench. That's the one I'll be building on this channel. I'll be updating progress videos. Don't know how often, probably about once a week. I do want to do a let's talk type thing. Of course, it'll just be me talking, but all you guys can respond via down in the comments, and we can communicate. You can correct me if I'm wrong about something. If you don't like it, just thumbs it down. If you like it, thumb up, subscribe, follow. All that's important. I'm trying to build this channel. I'm in the middle of some things in life. So I don't know which direction that's going to go. I just had surgery a couple months ago. So I'm kind of semi-disabled, I guess you could say, for right now. There's a good possibility it could be permanent. I've always wanted to come to YouTube. Just went for sure about it. I love Instagram. I love that platform. All the great guys that I've met there. I think I've only had one negative thing said to me on Instagram. And then I corrected the gentleman and showed him proof. And, he he never followed me again or commented on anything. So, that's that. But that's why I say I don't deal with negativity. It's not needed. This is a hobby. Something I love to do when I have time to do it. I don't do everything the right way. First and foremost, all my builds, they have flaws in them. There's no perfection in model building. I don't care who you are. There's a flaw somewhere. So now that that's been said, I've come close one time, and you're getting ready to see that build. And another build that I did. I have a club meeting tomorrow, so I kind of got them out, got them waxed up, cleaned up, and I'm going to take them to this. It's my first meeting. It is a local club. A couple of the guys are on YouTube. After I talk to them, I'll give them a shout out. But they're great guys, and I've been looking for a club to join. I am a member of the MCBA, Model Car Builders Association. It's a great club, but they're scattered throughout the United States, so there's no local chapter or club local to me to where I could attend meetings and all that. I do represent when I go to a show. First of all, I'm not very competitive. I kind of build for me or the customer. I like to go to shows and meet you guys. Sit down, talk, shoot the crap, model talk, life talk, it don't matter. Look for parts, model kits, just the ambience of the whole thing. Like I said, my stuff has flaws in it. I'm not going to ever compete at like the NNL South, the Acme show, or North, West, East, Kalamazoo, whatever. I would attend those shows, and I plan on going to Acme this year because Fred Henry keeps at me to come down, and hang out, see the show. I was going to go last year. I was still a little leery of COVID. I'm not one of those guys. I've never had COVID. My wife got it. I slept in the same bed with her. She hacked all over me. I still never got it. So I do believe it's there, and we'll leave it there. But with the world the way it was, better off to stay at home. Now that things are getting a little better, that aspect, not anything else, but that aspect, I'm more apt to go to Acme this year, and I'm making plans to do so. And I'll keep you posted on that, because there's a lot of you guys I'd like to meet, hang out with. I won't be bringing any builds. I'm also leery of traveling with my builds. Most of them are so fiddly that just a little bump breaks something off of them. And I don't like to keep building up layers of glue and, just to get the part back on for a show. So you're going to get to pretty much see everything that I got and that I do right here on this channel. And anybody that's coming through northern Kentucky, you got time, my casa, you casa. Stop by, hang out. You got a build you're working on, you need something, swing by. My bench is your bench. My spray booth is your spray booth. Anything I got, you're more than welcome to use it. I've got a lot of extra stuff. If you need something, you can have it. Like I said, I do have shop cards. I do like to trade those. I don't have stickers. I think the next time when I run out of shop cards, I'm going to have stickers made, because I will have to update them to put my YouTube logo on there also. But drop me down the DM, or I'll down in the DM descriptions. I'll have my email address. You can just contact me through there. I'll give you my address, blah, blah, and we'll trade shop cards. I love to get them. I hang them all through the shop. I call it the Shelf of Fame. So that's pretty much it there. So let's get on with this this build here, what I'm working on, and a couple of kits that I built in the past. And if this runs long, I'm sorry. That's just, I can't keep it under a certain amount of minutes. So if you get bored, by all means turn me off. Stop the video, come back later and watch the rest of it. I'll try as I go to get them down to where they're just a few minutes, or but then again, I'm doing this for me, so hopefully you like it. If you do, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment. I love it. So we'll let me get the first one out here before I turn the camera around. The theme at the club tomorrow is I think it's 40s and 50s two-tone and chrome is one of them, and the other one's like 70s drag racers, gassers, anything like in that category. I don't build dragsters, pro mods, or anything like that. I love them. I don't build them. So let me turn this around and we'll get on with this. There we go. This is this is the remake. Yes. This is the newer 55 Chevy that came out. I think AMT made it. Released by Round 2, I think. I found the car on Instagram. It's not exactly like the car. Paint color scheme is, but the rest of the stuff's not. This has got a moss green, Chevy moss green, non-metallic, solid color. And then the body is pearl white. I don't know if we can get in there and see any of the pearls. Well, let me bring this light down. Maybe you can then. No, maybe a little bit. I don't know. Let me know if you see it. Can't really see it through the camera here, so I don't want to get too close and blur everything up. The interior is pretty much stock. I did add a few things, seat belts, a couple of little details. Steve Zimmerman wheels. The gold I have another set that are gray, and I put them on there. I was like, it just doesn't. Then the gold just popped to me. So, and then it's got the decals, the badgings. It is bare metal foiled. I hate bare metal foil. Don't ever ask me to do it. I hate it, and I'll tell you no. Kind of get it all overall. Let me turn it around here. It does have my signature tag because it was for me. This will go to a show, maybe a local show. It's pretty clean. It's got flaws, but it's pretty clean. I was going to open the trunk, and then last minute I said no. Like, there's one of the flaws right there, if you didn't notice. I got the freaking badge off center. But if I pop it off, then I got a paint flaw, and nah. It just be what it is. But overall, it needs a minor repair on the spindle in the front. It's got a little wobble to it. And I've noticed that over a couple years here, I guess the weight, it's sagged it, so it's got plastic pins instead of metal pins, so I think the hole got a little walled out, so I have to make a little repair on that. I didn't want to go with the stock engine, so we'll try to do this real quick. This bad boy is shiny, though. I just waxed it. It does clean up nice. There you go. You can see a little of the pearl there. And this has an aftermarket resin kit, $3.96 fuel injection. Aftermarket plug wires, distributor. I put all the nuts and bolts. Those are all little photo etch parts. Throttle cable. It is a throttle body, but it does have a throttle cable. Moroso valve covers. Wired to the alternator. It's running back to its appropriate places. Even strapped them down to the fender well. Ran brake lines, battery cables, and they look red through the camera, but they're more pinkish red. Heater hoses. Fuel lines ran down to the fuel filter. Let's see, what else? I can't remember what the hell that is. I think it's a vacuum line. Yeah, it runs down to the valve cover. And then, I don't know if we can get in here and see it or not. Fan. There's a return spring for the throttle cable and the linkage. And we'll turn this thing over. That's all scratch built exhaust, hand bent with 3D printed Flowmaster mufflers. I made the tips. I just ran stock shocks, scratch built drive shaft, a lot of detail painting, light weathering. You can kind of see it there on where the differential starts. This would have been built as a show queen, driven, you know, cruise ins, blah blah blah. I don't get into too much backstories on my builds. I just see something, I like it, and if I can build it, I build it. So I do like guys in their videos, they have a little backlog of, you know, well, this guy is broke out of high school, you know, bought a junker and is fixing up. I love those little backstories. I just don't do them. So there's that one. If you liked it, let me know. That's a resto mod. Is what I consider a resto mod. I love the resto mods, the Pro Touring, Pro Stock, Pro Street, you know, all that. Now this baby right here, I am the most proudest of. We'll go over what it is. It is the re-release of the 65 Le Mans GTO. This is as close as perfection I've come. It has 0 flaws in the paint. And I'll show you the flaw, the only flaw. Right there on the frickin' window after I got done. I had apparently a little smudge of glue. I'd just taken the gloves off, touched something, and then wham, there you go. Murphy's Law. Right in your face. But, just wax this one up. This is a Splash Porsche turquoise. This is a 3D rendering car I found on Instagram. So, you know, of course, I didn't see no engine in it, so I went with that. These are one-off designed wheels by Ryan Jones. They are 3D printed centers, spun aluminum sleeves, and 3D printed tires. You'll see them when I turn them off. So is the brake rotors and calipers. This car went together like it was meant to be this way. I had 0 fitment, 0 modification issues, nothing. Everything I did just worked, and I can see some wax down in the crack. I'm going to have to get out now too. But interior is stock. I did add a few features, seat belts. I two-toned the interior. I was so proud the interior came out perfect, no flaws, nothing. Everything worked. I even added a little big white knob. It has a 4-speed transmission in it. I blacked out everything. It's the way it was in the 3D rendering. And look at that shine. I mean, I'll get up closer, you guys that don't believe me. There's some dust on there. But no flaws. I blended that, because you know it's a convertible. a two-piece top. I blended that in. I could have done a better job on that. I'm my own worst critic, but it looks good. I mean, that's really all that matters. Custom tag. This car is also I think it's a screw bottom. I didn't screw it together, but it's that type. Everything's molded in underneath, the old promo style. But like I said, everything's blacked out. Those wheels, detail painted the centers. Put a little decal on the center cap. More wax I see now. And we'll get around here. We'll show you the engine. And of course, my madness took over. This thing has everything but the kitchen sink. So I said, hey, you know, they had a 326 tri-power. It'd be cool to put a LS fuel injected tri-power in this thing. It fit perfect. And let me remove these little air cleaners because the hood don't fit on it with the air cleaners on. I didn't want to modify. It was going too good and no problems. But I did run steel braided lines for the heater hoses, fuel lines. Fuel lines are connected in the back and go to a fuel block down to the fuel tank. Get that other air cleaner out of there. Battery overflow tank with antifreeze in it. Hose ran, aluminum cap, aftermarket decal. Battery cables ran. It does have pulleys. Those are 3D printed pulleys that came with the kit, but I did put the belts on it. Brake lines are ran. All the ignition wires ran. It has 2 ignition boxes, one strictly for the injectors. All the wires are ran from the coils and the injectors back to that. Then the MSD ignition box is ran just for the ignition coil and other accessories. But you can see all the fuel injection lines are blue. The coil packs are red, and then they go from the coil pack down to the heads like they're supposed to be for the spark plugs. Washer fluid tank. Like I said, this car was a 3D rendering. It doesn't exist. So I think a customer bought this design, but it's a different color, and I don't know what engine he got in it. Probably an LS. So then we get underneath, and it's just detail painted. I couldn't find the true Pontiac blue, so I went with the closest I could find at the time. It does have an aftermarket oil filter on it with a decal. The thing won't focus. Let's see if we tilt this a little bit, get a certain way you can see it. Good enough. I mean, you know what's there. Hand painted exhaust, drive shaft. Like I said, it's molded in. I hate this molded in. I was going to cut it all out, fill it in, but I was like, nah. Like I said, everything was going too good. I did add detailed bolts here and there. Drain plug for the gas tank. Drain plug for the differential. You can kind of see in there the rotors. It just, everything fit like a glove. Even the clearance for the wheels, I mean, it's perfect. The tires are just perfect. I don't know if I got them going the right direction or not, but I tried to get them right. They're probably backwards knowing me. And some detailed bolts on the frame, all photo etch. But this one took about 2 months to build, believe it or not. Like I said, it went so smooth. Everything, the bodywork went great. The primer, the paint, the whole polishing aspect of it went great. The hood fits great. Kind of see down there, everything's blacked out. Nice and shiny like I like it. I love the weathered vehicles. I've never done a weathered vehicle. I'm going to. And you'll see me screw it up here. Live, so to speak. And, but you gotta learn. You gotta start somewhere. But this is my best build, guys, so far. There's a couple that are close, but this one is, other than the one flaw, is perfect. And you never see perfection in a model. And if you do, it's rare. So, at least from my point of view. And so let's get on to the one that was on the bench. Here's the reference picture. If anybody knows this guy who owns this thing, let me know, because I can't find him. I'd like to get some more pictures. There's some beautiful artwork on the top, lowrider style. I'm using the masks from Lazy Modeler. The truck kit is AMT 1960, so I had the quad headlights set up. I was told the hood wouldn't fit from another kit, that I'd probably have to modify it. Well, the Revell 66 Suburban, the hood fit perfect. And I'll show you that. Let me get it out here. Hard to do. I see what you guys talk about with the one-handed thing. But when it's on there, you can see. It actually sits tight for a Revell being put on a AMT. Body lines, trust me, the body lines line up perfect. It sits just right. I get the hood that I want and the look I'm going for. Back it up a little bit. And come in closer. There we go. The front grille insert is in. I got a little sanding left to do on that, as you can see by the black marker. That fit good. The back plate fit good. I got a little sanding to do on that too. Then it's ready to be cleaned and primered. The box went together good. This truck is bagged. I don't want to notch the frame. I think I'm going to have to a little bit to get the rear end down a little more where I want it. I got the front. I'll show you here in a minute. So that's already sanded. That's ready to be washed and primered. Here's the frame. I have modified the front. I will have to cut the spindles back. They're out. They stick out a little too far. I got to add the bumper supports back to the frame. This frame was warped. Little heads up. I got it pretty good. It still warped a little bit, but I think once I get it all glued together, it'll be fine. This is the back. I just got it tacked in. I was going to just put the bags on the trailing arms, but that's as far up as it'll go. And as you can see, I'll back out a little bit. The front still is a little higher. They're not in line, and I want this thing sitting as low as I can get it. So I'll probably notch these out a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch up into the frame. Hopefully that's enough to get it sitting better. And I'll put the tires on it and the wheels and kind of measure and see what I got from the ground to center once I get that far. But the tires, I'm using the box stock tires that came with the kit. I'm going to paint the lip of the wheel. I'll still get that chrome insert like you see in the picture. Just with the outer lip, the flat part painted white. Make it look like it's got the fat white walls. Unless any of you all know where I can get a set of 20-inch fat white walls and wheels. This is what I got. Like I said, I don't know what's in the truck, but I won this a while back from Joel at Iceman's. It's the LSX engine deluxe kit. It's got the rub-off transfers for the valve covers, the aluminum pulleys and belts, headers. Transmission fits in there like it was made to go in there. So, unless I find out what actually is in it between now and then, this is what's going in it. I had some header clearance issues. I narrowed the frame rails in the front a little bit. And the doghouse on the truck itself, I have to modify, as you can see, those flares at the bottom where they sit down on the frame rails. I got to modify those to clear the added front suspension. That won't be hard. So the cab sits on there right. And then another thing I bought from Joel a while back, this little girl figure. I'm going to paint her up and stand her next to the truck when it's all done. This is being built for me, by me. It's not going to get a super lot of detail underneath the hood. Maybe some battery wires or battery cables. A couple other little things. And that's pretty much it, because the paint work is going to be the hardest. I've never done flames. but it's getting a lacquer base matte, a lacquer base silver once I get the masks on, and then I'm using Createx 3 shades of green, from darker green down to a yellowish green. On the edges of those flames is that lighter green, and then goes from dark green and it kind of fades into a lighter green. And then if I can ever get a picture of the roof so I could try to duplicate the artwork on there. If not, I'm just going to wing it. I'll come up with something myself. That'll be a lot of tape work and layers. The flames will all get a clear coat while the mask is still on. I'll kind of wet sand everything down. Well, not so much wet sand, but sand with probably about 5,000, and then hit clear coat while the masks are on, and then I will do a final sand and polish, because the matte is kind of shiny, but it's a matte finish. I want to leave that kind of how it is. So first attempt, we'll see how it goes. Everything else is blacked out, other than a little chrome around the window. The wheels chrome with the green center caps. So that's what we're going to be working on. That's what you'll be seeing from week to week till it's done. And then I have another project. I got one to finish, and then we might throw another one in by the end of the year. I'm not going to jump in on any group builds until probably after the first of the year, because I do have some stuff I need to get done, and these 2 projects that I've been wanting to get done. I am 3D printing, not for sale, but for myself, and I'm trying to learn the curve of how to do all that. So my time is pretty well spent with that and family and everything else. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment. Like I said in the description, I'll leave my email for any shop card trades. Anybody, like I said, that lives close, come on by, check out the room, bring a model. We'll build, we'll work on them, or we'll just sit here and shoot the crap. So this is Rusty Rotor. See you on the next one.